What is up, guys? It is Carly here bringing you day 18 of my 25 days of Christmas horror, and today I'm going to be talking about one from the 2000s, the earlier 2000s, and that is Dead End from 2003. This one has Lin Shaye and Ray Wise in it, and it takes place not on Christmas Day, but on Christmas Eve. It is, about a couple, and their two kids and their one kid's, boyfriend who are traveling to, I believe, Lin Shaye's mother's house for Christmas, and they are running a little late, so they end up taking, well, I believe the father takes a detour thinking it'll be quicker, which he's never done before. He gets off the, regular interstate and goes down like some back roads, and they wind up getting lost for one thing. Another thing is they encounter this woman with a baby who looks like she needs help. She has like a cut on her face. She's very quiet and not really talking to them, so they think she might be in shock. So they pick her up and they're like trying to, just carry on with her, get her to some place that might have a hospital or whatever. And then things end up going south from there, and this becomes one of those like nightmarish movies where no matter how, not like a time loop movie really, but just one where they keep on driving and driving. No matter how far they drive, they never reach the next town, and they keep seeing the same signs and stuff like that. And it's also dark out, not getting light or anything, so they're kind of like, what the heck, something weird might be going on here, and what do we do? Yeah, Dead End. This is a movie that's very nostalgic for me. I remember watching this a lot when I was a little kid and it came out, like it was new. And I forgot kind of how odd the tone of the film is. Like, I remember being young and realizing there was like beats of comedy in it, but I feel like I didn't recall like how comedic it really was. It's just it's a weird movie because it kind of has like it has like a twisty type of thing at the end where you find out what really is going on and why they got stuck in this, what they basically like limbo type state. And I find it rather dark and depressing, but like the actual movie itself kind of plays more hokey and comedic. Like Lin Shaye, there's a part where she kind of goes into shock and she's like eating a pie and like getting the food all over her face, which is actually really gross. And just stuff she's saying comes off as like dark comedy. And then like the son in the movie, he's like comedic relief as well. There's a lot of beats of that. There's a lot of weird dialogue, and it's another movie that just kind of has a very weird tone throughout it with all the characters. But it's one that I remember enjoying, and I haven't seen it in my adult life. Like, I haven't seen it since I was a little kid, so it was interesting revisiting it and remembering a lot of the things that happened. And I remember watching the movie with my mom and stuff, and like it all came flooding back. But I like movies like this where, like these ones where, you're kind of on a road and the road's going to nowhere and all this horrible stuff is happening. People are dying, creepy things are going on. I feel like this would pair well with like the movie Wind Chill, because that movie's not completely similar in basic idea, just like, people traveling home for Christmas and getting kind of stranded in a car type of thing. The one thing with this movie is I don't know where this was set exactly, but there's no snow or anything, so it doesn't really feel like the typical Christmas movie. And like I said, it is Christmas Eve. It's more of like a contained like road type of film, and more atmospheric, but they're like in the middle of the woods and there's not really any snow. Which, I mean, that's not completely unrealistic. I mean, there's no snow outside right now either, and it usually doesn't even snow on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day nowadays where I live in Pennsylvania. So, it's kind of funny, you watch these movies and think, oh, there's no snow, so there's no atmosphere. But it's like, in reality, a lot of times it's just cold out and doesn't snow, depending on where you're at. But anyway, back to the movie. Overall, I enjoy this one. It's entertaining. That's what it is. Like I said, it's weird because it has like a dark sum up to it, to what actually happened and stuff, but, you know, getting there, it's like a fun journey, and I couldn't really remember how the movie ended either, so I was like, looking forward. I actually forgot too exactly what all happened in it. Like I remembered the lady in white that comes up to their car, and that was kind. And then like you know bad stuff starts happening to them. But I couldn't. I forgot that like it's kind of a movie where they're on a road that just keeps repeating, kind of like Freddy's Dead. Horrible movie to compare it to, but you know they keep driving around in circles and stuff like that in that film. But anyway, Dead End, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. It is definitely a good one. And because it's not really like about Christmas, I feel like you could just watch it any time of the year. So definitely check that one out if you never have. Like I said, 2003. So for me, that's like when I grew up. So very nostalgic. But 7.5 out of 10. Thank you guys for joining me here for day 18 of my 25 days of Christmas horror. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 19.